Queen Cobra. Hey, how are you, Queen Cobra? You want to join me? Join in, Queen Cobra. Cynthia Lawrence, how are you? Queen Cobra, join in. I'm so excited. First one here. Queen Cobra. Mulidia Shimuchalo. Tulefwa ipokuluku kwa sapo kulanda pa Maria Shai. Cynthia Lawrence, hi, second. Cynthia Lawrence, present. Queen Cobra, present. Chela Moses, present. Rocco, guys. Rocco. Join in. Share. Molishani Cynthia, good to see you as always. Good to see you as always. Yes, important topic today. Let me share. It's morning here. It's just before 12. Chiteni share tufule kobane. Tufule lo tuambe. Let's chat. Ama topics lelo, two most important topic, this ECL versus HH feud, guys. Let's talk about the ECL versus HH feud. Let's talk about the Women's Day and the Youth Day and how they have become politicized. Yes. Welcome. Iteni abantu, iseni tulelanda lelo. If you want to join in, follow my page, like my page. I will add you as a speaker. This is Ubuntu. We care for humanity. We care for the development of Zambia. We want to end poverty. So whatever we discuss here is objective. Let's try not to be partisan. Let's just look at what is happening in the country as patriotic Zambians. Let us not look at this feud between HH and ECL as a UPND or PF. I want us all here to just look at the situation that is happening in the country as just a patriotic Zambian. Yes, guys, this feud between ECL and the HH, our current president, is alarming to me. It's actually disappointing. And I want all of you who are here to look at it as a patriotic Zambian. Number one, let's have the right mindset. This feuding that has set the country on fire. I have seen songs about Kutu Mpoko. Everyone is reacting and saying what they feel. I feel like all of us too need to react and say how we feel. But I feel like we should not comment as a PF cadre or a UPND cadre or affiliation to any other political party. Let's just comment as Zambian citizens. Let us comment as patriotic Zambian citizens. Yes, guys, let me just share. Let me share. Itenabantu. Yes, Chela Moses, welcome. Queen Cobra, we need to amplify the voices here in diaspora. Yes, we need to speak. Evan Zulu, see you. Emmanuel Solo, I see you. Is it evening or morning? It's just 11:57 a.m. It's getting to lunch. Mwansad, Classic Evans, good to see you. Hey, Classic Evans. Ndevelengama comments, guys. Tien Tulande, this is our country. It is our country, guys. Because it is our country, we have a right to comment, and we have a right to offer checks and balances to what is happening in the country. So we are here, guys. Cheat and share. This is a big deal because our country is going through so much economically. We are at the worst level economically, I think. We are at the worst level in our history economically, and also socially. There's so much feud between the political parties. The topic is HH versus ECL feud. That is the topic. Queen Cobra topic is HH versus ECL feud. How is HH and ECL fighting going to develop Zambia? That's topic number 1. Topic number 2, we are going to talk about Women's Day. We'll talk about the definition of Women's Day, what it is, and what is currently happening in Zambia. Because I feel the politicians have hijacked Women's Day and Youth Day, and the politicians have made these two very important days, which are mandated by the United Nations for different reasons, such as GBV, women's right to work, equal pay, and all those things. I feel like the Zambian politicians have hijacked Women's Day and Youth Day and making these days about them. So we are going to talk about that. Yes. We are going to talk about that. Itenia bantu. Our politicians bala to dele. I think Okofilea bala to dele. It's like they are running away to talk about the subjects that are really affecting Zambians. Hey! Queen Cobra, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. What's your real name?
I'll tell you, Queen Boxy.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll be calling you Esther.
Hmm?
Esther.
Oh, Esther.
Esther as in the Bible.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Thank you.
Read about Esther.
I will. So, hi, how are you?
Looking nice, looking beautiful. Great our guests. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Kolidiash.
Let me come back later. I just wanted to say hi. I'll come back in a bit.
Oh, you say you just wanted to do what?
To say hi, I'll come back in a bit.
Okay. Good. Thank you. So, guys, Ilya Shinili, but ECL and HH are feuding. They are fighting. I call that hate speech. And my comment is, how are these feuds going to help develop Zambia? You know, how is HH fighting? The country is on fire, and I feel like it is not right for a current president to be using such language to an opponent who was defeated. So Lungu was defeated by landslide victory, and I feel that as a country we need to move on and talk about issues that are affecting our economic development and social development. Comments, guys. Well, how do you feel? I actually feel like disappointed because the whole country, they are talking about I'm sharing, guys, as I'm talking. I'm sharing. I know about Hijacked Pantambo. A lot of people, they don't know when I'm live. They don't get notifications. So you guys, you need to share with your friends. Tag your friends to tell them that I'm live. Comments below. Let's talk. Let's discuss. A lot of people don't know when I'm live. So just try to share and invite your friends. So we can chat here, we can talk. Yeah, guys. So area Shidio. The whole internet is on fire, guys. Internet na ikava kutu boko, blah blah blah. How are you, comrade? How are you?
How are you? How are you? I'm okay.
Good to see you. Good to see you. So we are here, guys, and
How
the
are you
topic.
doing, Mom?
I'm doing very, very well. Very well. Thank you. And how are you?
That's good. I'm good.
Yes, yes. So we are here, 10 share. For me, the topic of the day is this
Let me
feud
bring me
between
there.
HH and ECL. When is it going to end? We are tired of it. Tuanaka. Our country have more important issues to talk about. We just saw EFF President Wakasonde Mwenda was missing, and there was a manhunt for him. And the reason why Kasonde Mwenda wanted to protest is because of the Lusaka Ndola Draw Carriageway, which has been awarded to Chinese, and they are using a public fund, a pension fund, to fund this project. And I would urge all Zambians to follow this matter keenly. The reason why EF President Kasonde is trying to stage a peaceful protest is because of the Lusaka dual carriageway and how this government is trying, has signed a contract to hand money to a broke, I'll call it a broke Chinese companies. These companies, they are broke and they have come to Zambia and they were taking our money. The New Dawn government is giving this Chinese government money to build our road, and they'll be collecting the tolls for 22 years. So these are the important things that we need to talk about, things that are affecting lives of Zambians. But instead, we see the sitting president using language that is unacceptable for a sitting president. For me, I would say that this is the lowest I've ever seen, lowest kind of language to be used by a sitting president in Zambia. I think coming from HH, you know, I read a comment somewhere to say, I don't know if it's Mwanawasa also used it, or I don't know if it's Mwanawasa or Sata. But the thing is, we cannot be going back to bad behavior and use those bad behavior as acceptable and as a measure to measure our behavior today. We need to move forward. Zambia needs to move forward. Very common language, but we are saying this, our president is a sitting president. He's a grandmother. I'm sorry, he's a grandfather. This is a sitting president who is a grandfather. So how can we accept a grandfather who is a president on a platform using that language? So Nishaba and Denshi, welcome my sister.
Thank you. Good evening. Good evening.
You can greet the guests. I'm just getting started here. Long time. Good to see you.
Mama Pumulo. Yes, it's been a while. It was a very long weekend in Zambia. And so I happened to be out of town. But I'm happy to be here. A lot has happened. A lot. Some of it is very disappointing. And I'm sure that's why we are here to offer our views about what has happened in the country. Our wish is to unite all Zambians because we choose our leaders and we expect our leaders to lead us diligently. Once again, greetings to all the viewers, the listeners. Thank you, Mama Pomola.
Thank you, guys. Comments below. So I was just talking today, guys. It's like what the language the president is using. To me, I find it unacceptable. I find it is like a form of hate speech. you know, like Fimba Upoke, Kutumpa, those are hate speech. And I feel we Zambians should condemn that. We should not accept it. Even if such language has been used before, let us not go back to using, to measure our performance with a mediocrity or bad practices, you know. So that's what I feel really. I feel the president should use his platform to educate Zambians about the progress or about we have a lot of unanswered questions, guys. We have a lot of unanswered questions. Starting with the Lusaka dual carriageway, we need answers on that because we agree to the road, but it's the terms of condition of that dual carriageway. Giving Chinese tolls for 22 years is highly questionable. And the other thing, Comrade, can you mute your phone? There's a phone which is on speaker. So that we want the dual carriageway. We want a dual carriageway, but it's the terms of it that we really need this government to sit down and explain. Because one thing about this dual carriageway is that anyone can buy shares for the Ocean Consortium. If they are going to be, the shares will be open publicly. And this is what our comrade Kasonde Mwenda and his EFF, that's the question they are raising. We also have the scandals of Sujilite in Luapula. Our president has not addressed them. We also have medicines. There are no medicines in hospitals. The kwacha depreciation is going $20 plus, 20 kwachas plus. Mukula scandals are still going on. There is a Mukushi mine where State House is implicated, and there is a case which has been reported to ACC. This is the first time I think a sitting president has a case which has been reported to the Anti-Corruption Commission due to abuse of power in the case of Mukushi mine. Guys, it's a lot going on. We continue to see foreigners being given land. Even our president promised to say he's going to give licenses to Zambians and give land to Zambian youth. So for me, this is when I see the president issuing a sensational statement and sways the whole country to be talking about Kutumpoko instead of how are we going to develop Zambia? How are we going to take Zambia out of poverty? So I think I've said my part on this. I don't know if Anik, you want to come in, or a comrade over there.
Thank you, Mama Pumulo. Once again, good evening, viewers. Indeed, Mama Pumulo, there is a conflict brewing in the country. We now feel like Zambians have been held hostages. This Cold War has to stop. The Cold War that exists between past President Lungu and the current president has to really stop, because it's trickling down to the Zambians. This trying to solve personal scores between themselves is not healthy. There's so much anger and hatred, and it's disrespectful to us Zambians. Between the leaders, it has brought a lot of bitterness. Remember that both are strong parties. PF and UPND are very strong parties, and they all have strong loyalties. They have huge followings, both of them. But you equally have to remember that not everyone in this country is UPND nor PF. Some are non-partisans. So you have to respect the Zambians. This issue of bringing regional and tribal politics has to come to an end. We request from you, President HH, to kindly focus. Focus on leading the nation. I'm also asking the church leaders, where are you? You're seeing this hatred brewing, and you've chosen to remain quiet. Remember, the UPND, I would like to address you. Praise singers brought the PF down in 2021. They will equally apply the same method to you. Your fights will cost you an election in 2021. Asking the masses during your conference in Kitwe to chant after you in a speech of kutumpa, that's an insult. It is pathetic. I watched you. You posed and you asked the masses, Kuchtashani kutumpa. How sad. A leader, you decide to practice such politics? Remember that not everybody watched that clip of you in Kitwe. We have villagers who are voters. They vote based on the message that is taken to them by the masses who interact with the people that are campaigning for a vote. And if those masses go and turn the wording of what you are saying to the Zambians, you are gone. You are gone. They just have to tell them that this leader has been saying ABCD. Is that correct? Where are our morals? Zambia needs reforms. Zambia needs strong opposition to keep you on your toes. By UPND, they need a strong opposition to offer checks and balances. Because if we do not have strong opposition, this is how countries end up becoming a dictatorship. So don't abuse us with your fights. Respect us. We do not need your violence in the name of the choice of the words you use. Remember that social media equally gives checks and balances. We are here to give the checks and balances. You defeated PF in 2021 with 1 million votes. Own it. Embrace it. Show the people that you deserved those votes. There are a lot of issues. There were a lot of issues pending in the Copper Belt. You choose to address your personal scores. As Queen Mpumi has already alluded to, there are a lot of issues that need your attention. There are issues of the mine scandals, the minerals, Mukula, LGBTQ, Lusaka-Ndola Highway, Millimil, fuel, fertilizer, medicine, circulation of money in the economy. And so instead of you going on an early campaign mood, address the issues that are affecting the nation. Because you remember, you are still in power for 3 years. And so we don't need to see those campaigns. Remember, you were humble when seeking for votes. So even when you went to the Copper Belt, you were supposed to demonstrate your humbleness. Yes, you tried. You went down on your knees. Why did you go down on your knees? That is a form of begging the people that we are still here to serve you. Listen to what we are telling you. That arrogance, that bitterness, that boastfulness, it has to stop. Start insulting someone who is much older than you. What are you teaching the youth? What are you teaching the youth? Imagine if ECL now starts driving. It's his right. He is not a prisoner. It is ECL's right to drive wherever he wants, even to go in a supermarket. Someone here tell me that when you are no longer a president, you become a prisoner. And so you start using those words, kutumpoko, to somebody who's much older than you. What will the youth do? Probably going to insult him. How would you feel that landed on you? And one thing I would really like to emphasize on, you said ECL is enjoying the freedom because you did not treat him the way he treated you. Stop those threats. Lift his immunity, if that's the case. Take Lungu to court instead of him living with your threats for the rest of his life. I would rather you take him to court, lift his immunity, and let the courts judge if he's gonna be a free man. It's totally uncalled for. Respect our constitution. You said we Zambians are enjoying the lives here because of the good graces of you as a president. No, it's in the constitution that we should enjoy these freedoms. You said you will apply the rule of law. You promised. And so Zambia is not a monarch. Mr. President, you are not a god. The blood that runs in your body is the same blood that runs in every Zambian's bodies. Their hearts pump the same way your heart pumps. And so respect all of us. I don't want to sound so repetitive, but we need to see humbleness in you, Mr. President. We need to see humility. It is a shame to teach the youth how to address the elderly. You ranted and panted about kutumpauko, through and through. And now kutumpauko has made headlines the whole day today. Everybody is just saying kutumpauko. You are teaching the youth to disrespect their parents. Why can't you sit down with ECL and talk with him? Remove that bitterness. Remove it. We urge urge you, we appeal to you to remove that bitterness. We are equally on our knees. Remove that bitterness that you have. 1 million votes in excess from PF is a lot. Glorify it. The Zambians that they deserve you. That you are working. Said is your wife is not involved in those mining scandals. What about the issues of Sujilite? Why were they not addressed? Mukula, stop becoming so personal. You are so personal, Mr. President. I'd like to listen to you when you go on national television. But if you become personal, you turn us off. You are a statesman. Behave like a statesman. To Valungu, please, Valungu, and all politicians, stop politicking in churches. Those are houses of prayer. Respect the people that go there to pray. Those are not your campaign grounds. Come out in the open, Valungu, if you want to go back into politics. The people will respect you than hiding and doing things in hidden rooms. Come out and say, remove my privileges. I'm going back into politics. But then you choose to go into churches, disturbing all of us that go and pray in churches because you want to go and politics. We say no. Naimwebe never shima people. Mule kyokubachita welcome muma churches. Stop welcoming them in the churches to use your podium, your altar as a campaign space. That altar should be respected. All the people that go there to pray. Because genuinely, Valungu, if you are going to that church to pray, you didn't have to carry the entire entourage. You didn't have to. You can just go and pray with your wife and leave and let the people greet you. But no, you decide to go do the opposite. You are giving President HH an opportunity to continue threatening you. So this has to come to an end. Pumulo, I end here for now. Thank you.
Thank you, Anik. Welcome, Mama. We have a welcome guest. Share.
Hello, Mama Maria.
We are joined by Mama Maria.
Hello, Mama Matipa.
Yes. Mama Matipa, Mama Maria, and our daughter Queen Cobra. She's here. You know, I disagree with you on Edgar Lungu and the churches to a point. Like you have said, Edgar Lungu is a free man. His Excellency, Mr. Edgar Lungu, is a free man. He can go to church. But what I can say that when he goes to church, let him not get a podium and start talking politics. He can go live like we are doing. We are in our house. We go live on Facebook. Let him share his messages on social media directly. Him going in church and start giving a message, a political message on a church podium is what is wrong. But he can go to
Mama
church.
Pumulo,
He's
sorry.
a free.
I think that
Yes.
was my message. Let him go to church and pray. Let
Yes.
him not abuse the altars
Yes.
of the church. What I said. Yeah.
Yes. So Edgar Galungu tule milomba mkwaipa altar. Stay away from the altar. If you have a message to Zambia, we will listen to you. Go on Facebook and do a live broadcast. And then you by UPND stop talking about Edgar Lungu. Immediately you see Edgar Lungu in public. Edgar Lungu killed so many people. He killed so many youths, including by HH. Please, Tomi Womba. If HH killed, if ECL killed so many people, remove his immunity and prosecute him. Stop tormenting somebody every day, threatening somebody, and ECO is a grown man. Eh? He's the father of the nation. He's 66 years old. Mama used to have their grandkids put by ECL, but by HH you are disrespecting someone who's older than you in your official capacity as president. We are condemning it, and it is unacceptable. You are setting a bad precedent in a country. You are mongering hate speech. You are allowing youth to be insulting their grandfather, who was the president, who ruled for 7 years. We as women, me as a woman, I'm upset. And I'm using this platform to send to the message to the president to say, stop this hate mongering and the cold wars before you plunge our country into a civil war. We saw already even Women's Day has become political. Since when did Women's Day become about wearing each about HH or each about ECL? It's nonsense. And we Zambians need to speak up and steer this country in the right direction. And Mama, the floor is yours, or Queen Cobra. I don't know who wants to come in. Guys, it's not a joke. This thing that our leaders are doing, one day, already there were fights in Kitwe. I think you have seen those videos. How about youth divided one attacking each other? And then UPND had police escorts on Youth Day. Eh? This is abusing of Zambia police. That's why I say Zambia police is not a security wing of UPND. In UPND, if you need to protect your cadres, hire your own private security wing. You are abusing the Zambia police. We are tired. We are tired. How can Zambia police, the entire Zambia police, ukushindika makada? Eh? Was like, oh my God, what is going on? Zambia police vaneshindika makada. Na tutuma kada kachika twalitunga twaba UPND tuma pressing. You are diminishing. Tuma kada kachika 35 or 6 but police nama uniform yabo nemfutisha yabo vaneshindika ba pressing on Youth Day. This is abuse of office we are talking about. And we Zambia needs to stand up and condemn this with a strong voice. Mama, the floor is yours.
Hello?
Like anyone, I want the Queen Cobra.
Okay, Queen Cobra, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, you're a bit low, but we can hear you.
Oh, let me, because I'm muted. Is that better?
Yes.
Okay. Chungulum poema machikamoneka, chungulum poema is it Mati?
Correct.
Yes. Yes. Good evening.
Yes, Mati.
Yes. I think one thing we are all overlooking as a nation is this. We all know that this feud started way back. Let's go back to 2016. Okay. And it all started by not recognizing ECL as the Republican president, okay? And we all know what happened. The one, what I find so wrong and hypocritical is the problem we have with UPND is they don't want to accept their mistakes or their wrongs, or that they had the part to play in whatever is happening in Zambia. And that's where I feel like, if we are going to create a better environment, I think we all have to take responsibility for the mistakes that we've all have made. We've all played the part, And the other thing is this: when that whole thing was happening in 2016, HH was an opposition leader. Okay, he was never a Republican president. What we are faced is now a Republican president being insulted by a Republican president. Now, what we are overlooking is when you insult the Republican president, you're actually insulting your own office as a Republican president. Therefore, you're disrespecting the office of the presidency. You know, Edgar Lungu was the 60th office of the Republican president of Zambia.
So they are saying volume, Queen Cobra, they are saying volume.
Oh, it's because of the nobody's hearing. Can you hear me now?
It's low. We can hear you, but it's low.
Is it? Let me do this. Let me remove my headphones then. I've got headphones. Is that better? Is that better?
Yes, a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, what I'm saying is you have to differentiate between a Republican president and an opposition leader. And when you respect an office of a Republican president, you're also respecting the office that you hold as a Republican president. So, for example, you are disrespecting the office of the 60th Republican president of the Republic of Zambia, not knowing you are just respecting your own office as the 7th president of the Republic of Zambia. People are saying it's low. Okay. Okay, Mama Chkamanga, can you speak? Then I'll speak later. Let me sort my volume out.
Okay. Natotela sana mkwai, natotela sana mwapole infesti chakubalira pobose namuposha ichungulopo mkwai abali diaspora mwashibukeni kaili mwaikaleni kutina temwa sana audience ichite sana invite abantu because iyi program ili hapa iliko kwati abantu abengi district mkalo cha Zambia kwali ngoli ntungu muchalo kwali bamashiwi ayo tubonfya nayo tukwiri okubonfya cyabafye ngomufyashi pangana kwali ba amashiwi aya bonfya umufyashi kubana na amashiwi aya chifiri okubonfya umufyashi kubana pamulando wakutira inendi mufyashi ishifiri okubonfya amashiwi aya liyonse firi okusalamo pantoro ndebo ufya mashiwi bali abana nga bayasenda batwala kumbi abantu bakachumfa obubi. That's why ngoli nturushi ngani webo shimpe ngani webo kateta ngani webo manager ngani webo chief inturushi yonse fye ya kwata title bafiri kwa umwakupelela elyo tulela ndeshiwi bafiri okulala motunwa pantunga taula minyakanwa ukalandeshiwi ili kapenyo mushi onse ukalandeshiwi ili kalekanye mikoa ya nyamashiwi mushi ndati nga walanda mashiwa ya ukabaka penya mushi kapende mushi ba mama balelanda tiyo lelanda ulelanda mashiwa ya kutonuma abantu pantilo kalande shwiri bantu ukapenya omushi onse bakala kuitati bakapenya mushi kapenya mushi ni uli omuntu ngalande chintu lo bonse baba disturbed bonse bala chilanda po bukapenya kale kanya mukowa naye na ni uli mashiwi aya kulikanya nyama families nendupwa ngalande kale kanya mukowa chibembe chondela ndamapinda so kanchi ilyo tuli ntungulushi nangu nachi nkali pashani nangu omutima nawo kali pashani ishifuiri okubonfya omusalula omuntu watumpa singa ife abamukutumpa ulya mwana alitumpa mukutumpa mwali ababembanga bakirula okutumpa firafina efirya naye biri balungu nati tata mwalufianyo okwisala ndatubomba mwibala alya mwibala chachi ne Bible yalira ndatubomba mwibala alya mwibala no mwalunda kwati wipusha n'embuto tata babembanga bayifa mu kibemba no bafisobolola sikamireterera mulela makami. So ayama shibuya bonfesha abafyashi yabakwati mu matu y'abantu tayonfuikire bwino pamulandu wakutila baendiga lungu nga bali kumpa sishita baba batakira ababonse abali mu buteko bw'abaputi sishita batakira bona ngumu winisita bakwata emilandu nga twalishibya ati aba bantu balitumpa lirye line twapokerya amaka instrument of power balefayo okubakonka bwino okubaya mu bwino sana okubalanga ati balitumpa. So ilishiwi taliwe mena mfe pano
na totela
ilishiwi
mama. Okay, you are continuing, Mama. Welcome, my brother. Okay, continue.
Ayama shiwita ya wemi elo ine na alilando okutila mwe bantu abena Zambia abeni abonfu obukali so tukufina bonfu kusendere aba onfuile obukali bwansu tukufina elo ba PF baleteka bali ba sorting out babafunyapo nabantu abo lilia babafunyapo abacha sort out abacha sort out libanani bena Zambia abena Zambia ba sorting abantu tieni tuleke system yakulanda pali ba PF baba kwati kapa makali boma no bashinintisha lakini abena Zambia bene bakesala ululenda ona menchi ifu fwe baleteka tuloleke chefe pa kuchitira misepera shafule Zambia twalashi twala kui shala bombenshi no tukulalanda bya oba makube kuma Zambia zinakapama balekeni bale pirikita koswenga mwamu makapama mu kitchen tashinintishatira abanguma akula yale pirikita nakapama nzamsanga alifuira mu bedroom ero washinintishato so kanshi mwe bantu bakwalisa ayama shiwi ayakulala anda pama buteko basotinga kubena Zambia yafiri okupwa pantu abena Zambia bali basotinga out abwelele kuchawama abwelele kulya balekeni ba PF abene bale palakata finance yaba kuma Zambia nzabe nyabo mfasoti kufina abala ululenda ona menchi abe shiba mafia yo bale shingwana nayo na totela.
Welcome, my brother. Before I hand over to you, Nala Berenga Ishipingo, Matthew 15 verse 18. But what comes out of the mouth proceeds from the hearts, and this defiles a person. So we have a president who is a church elder, and I just read Matthew 5 verse 18. And before I hand over to you, my brother, I would like to say that our presidents, like Queen Cobra, brought up a very important point to say. When you are a Republican president and you are insulting your predecessor, you are insulting the office for which you represent. That is the highest office in the land. So it's really unfortunate that, you know what, our president, he's washing the dirty laundry in public. Chimona mafyashi. Ine pano ninji karapanga navalume bandi. Twafuna kukati twaisa mkulira pa sitting room in front of the children. What is Zambia thinking about by HH right now? This thing, no, chikalamba sana. My brother, take the floor.
Thank you so much, Queen Mpumi, Mama Chikamoneka, Mwa Tusha Shani, Mwishani Mayo. And the other Mama there, Mwa Tusha Shani Naimwe. Yeah, I just want to... Mkwai, kwe na mashui andi, kwe tefe na ngula yabili nangu ya tatu, aya kushita komenti. First of all, I am a languages like our that's my language Bemba. I'm a full-time Bemba. So umuntu ngakwe walitumpa. Nishi in other way, wakwe you are stupid, huh? Then ngamwamona, if you are if you are kateka. There are people in PF or in the previous regime where now they are acting like they are holy than the current government of the day. There are people who are manipulating Filefin kwewati filaenda pantanshi. Elo la muntu pakutesa teke, especially the current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. He went through a lot, but he has taken away everything. He has forgiven those who wronged him. But at the moment, Mnesangati, balabe nabantu balemu sakansha there and then. Ebantu nomba inonshtabale playing a law yakwe batkwati is doing nothing at the moment. So mwalishi balanda ti ino muntu akakunyelele takalabwa iyo. Elo mutawa weshilu ba ulimbula chitawa pena. So areas when the president Mr. Hakainde took over office, he was supposed to deal with those people, but he forgiven them. But this time around, because now they are getting him for granted in everything he's doing. But what my advice to the former Republican President, Mr. Edgar Lungu, is he has to sit down, he has to call his brother, they have to reconcile and let them move together to build this nation. Because he has governed this country for 7 years, and the people of Zambia decided to remove him. So the people whoever is cheating him to say no, he can bounce back, he can come and contest 2026, I think they are misleading him. This time around, let him sit down, let him also help the Mr. Hakainde Hichilema to govern this country. Is the head of state. Everybody, these upcoming politicians who want to become president, they have to be going to his house. He has now to be a statesman, to be a chief advisor in everything, because we have got only a former president, only one person. All of them, they have gone. So this time around, he has to sit down and reorganize himself to be a statesman for this nation. Let him stay away in active politics. Let him, wherever he is, not to be teasing his colleague in everything. No, that's very wrong. That's my submission. Thank you.
Thank you so much, my brother. So you have brought in a political twist, but we are not here to bring about political twist. We are saying it is wrong for the sitting president to use such language. If you're and is invalid. If you're Malanda Fiance, I agree with you. But we are saying as a country, the language is not acceptable for us Zambians to accept the sitting president to tell his opponent who's retired, Kutumpoko, he's in a stadium, youth, to repeat after him, Kutumpa, it's like him, is that right, honestly? My brother, eh?
My sister, no, I get it. You know, that's why in the quality.
Is that in order? No, there is a time and a place for everything. If you to learn that he is the sitting president, nomba baba ochie imwenga mwae baba na bena chkwini pumi alitumpa inendenda pa msebo mwana isanchita attack uwalenga ni nani ni mwendo, because you are instigating hatred towards me. So we are saying there is a history between these two presidents, but the government, HH is in office for 1.5 years. This is time to talk speak. When he's on the podium, let us not be calling him podium Queen Pumia Tumpa. No baba na benu balianga bambo kula banchita taikine. Oloinyama na mandi ba food wa maisa kubana benu. Ati we swale baba mayatu bali tumpa bambo kulwa. This is what we are avoiding as a country. There is a time and a place to resolve conflicts, not on a national podium when you are president. Because if you insult me, abana bandibala furwa. Iwe ba usogale tukana ba mayo. Abana bambo kulwa. Mishule tukana ba mayo. You see what I mean? This is what we are talking about. To say we need to control the country. We need to bring peace and unity.
So let me just
thank you so much. You have spoken very well.
Let me just add to what our young man has said. Zambia. To be very honest with you,
yes,
HH bitterness towards Mr. Lungu is a lot of bitterness. Udawi no mulandu icho bamutwele ku prison after he was asked to give way to a president who was coming. And they decided to behave with impunity. I don't know if you understand impunity, meaning waka no kufumamu. In other countries,
I get.
They'll kill you. They will kill you in other countries. You cannot play with the security of a current president. Even right now, imagine HH Alef Makunganda Kumwakwe. Na ba driver balefo kujoina uri omusebo wakuya kuchalala just because he's a past president. Do you know that the security can eliminate him? So we are urging HH baleke idia pomposity. Too pompous. He is too arrogant. He is too bitter. Rupia Banda tried to reconcile them. And all that was pretense. He should have come out and said, I can never forgive this person. He is an elder in church. He went there to preach that everybody has a right to belong to a congregation of their choice. In church, when you are an elder, you are supposed to behave exemplary. Exemplary. You cannot be uttering words like kutumpauko. You know, ECL is a former president. If ECL has stolen anything or whatever, stop abusing him and take him to court. Lift his immunity. For how long are you going to disrespect Lungu? That is my bone of contention. Anshukala mchitafi threaten Yonse, akole kofi ati wakole shasana. I will lift your immunity ndekutwala ku court. No, lift it, mutwale ku court. Let the judges vaye pingulo mulandu. Not remain a prisoner for the rest of his life. People go to him and ask for advice from him. He is a free man. Balungu is free to go in a supermarket. He is free. He's free to go to a game park. He's free to go and see your friends at an airport. He's a free bird right now. Barupia Banda used to go wherever he wanted to go. Why are you holding Edgar Lungu as a prisoner? Muchalo chakwe. That is what we are saying. Stop holding Lungu as a prisoner. Muchalo chakwe. Abantu ngafuma, it's only right. Edgar Lungu is not a shadow. Muntu na o. Ngai mafuma, it's inevitable that people will follow him. Abantu balamukunga. Remember, he was a president of this country for 7 years. He had enemies and he had friends. So don't think Balungu he was only surrounded by enemies. He lost an election, but he did not lose friends. He did not lose family. He did not lose lovers. He did not lose supporters. Eko baba. No mbanga wa monafi abantu bamubutukira chakukalipa. No, he's a free man. That's what we are saying. Huh? We are saying there are a lot of issues that our president needs to address. Issues affecting the nation. I mentioned them. The mines, the minerals, Ifipatala, cooking oil, ubunga, sujilite, LGBTQ, 20 acres of farmland mupeleba Kenyans. Tulemi pusha pota mulefoku tuasuka. Why? There are more important things to address the Zambians than if Balungu. Leave Mr. Lungu alone. He's a free man. If you don't want to embrace him, then operate. You understand? That's what we are trying to say here. He is a free man. Ngakola kofie mwamukonka. Why? That's the point you are missing. You understand? And that's why we are saying to our HH, Bombe ni abantu badi mipela 2.8 million votes. 1 million votes, my dear young man. It's not an easy thing. Show your worth. Do what you promised to the Zambians. Instead of addressing petty issues, the Zambians expected you to address more important issues as you went Kudaku Kitwe. Kudaku Copper Belt, let me just be very honest with you. HH saw that abantu bade idishanya, and he knew that if he doesn't go there and put that house in order, he's gonna lose an election in the Copper Belt. This I'm telling you as a fact. That's why you saw them organizing their conference, but they organize. It was another way of campaigning. Say we are here. You saw him go on his knees. That's what politicians do. Luapula tuleisa, Mansa tuleisa. You know why? Because they've had the scandals in Luapula, and now they have to do damage control. That's how politics is, you know. So leave Balungu alone. Balungu vale yendela. Do your job by HH to a papata. Thank you, Mama Pumulo.
Thank you. And you know, I just want to reiterate, emphasize one topic you said. There is this thing to say that HH was arrested for 127 days because the charge was treason. The whole street was blocked. Akuli umuntu akwenda mumusebo bakaundanga baleisa. So ba HH kidaba chitile is it treason? Ni balungu bali bana bwino bali belela. Ngani mufyalo findi balungu HH would have been in jail up to now. Kirecho baide President alepita waisa mkuchilinganya munshire yo alepita. Mulandu. So we are here to say by HH, I know Valiko, he spent 127 days, but he brought it on himself. He shouldn't have been on the same road or more Republican president for security reasons. Balungu knows his place. Balungu banaendela fyavene tabapalamana HH okwarepitira. Mwani ufa kwati ba ECO baya mpepi noko balepitira. But these HH governments, they are so threatened. The next thing Kalaba was in the copper belt with the crowd. The next thing they start ACCs after Kalaba. Lungu is in shop right by placing Abaima. Please charge these people. We are here to say lift their immunity. We need immunity. Instead of torturing people. Lungu is an old man, he's 66 years old. I feel sorry for him. I look at Valungu, even if I campaigned against him, Valungu kutuamono mubirichi, so stress. Tulibantu want kulikwisa. He's the father of a nation. Eno lungu ane ya fwa bantu tane ya eka. Lungu ane ya bantu won't say. So people have gone back to him. Why have people gone back to him? Because Lungu had the heart for his followers. Our new doni, balele keresha bantu babo. Umwana ilisha nyekofye ba mukaka baleka kabantu babo ba new dawn. But PF loved their own people, and people are going back. We are seeing it. They saw it.
Yeah.
At Women's Day, people flocked to PF.
I just want to answer Manengu Mwelwa, who says Lungu started the whole thing. You should have listened to what Lungu said in church on Sunday. But Manengu, in case you have just come on the program, I want to tell you, those were my opening remarks. We said, politicians, churches, and make them your campaign grounds. So we have addressed this issue. We have said to Balungu, you know, be open to the Zambians. If you want to stand, tell the nation that you want to stand, but do not use the church as a campaign ground. And I beg to differ with you. I do not think there was any insult attributed to our President HH. He says we may have separated ourselves with the elections, but we didn't separate ourselves from the love of God. That's what he said. Yes.
I heard that. Yes. Yes.
And then
and you know, there's a comment to say, there's a comment on it. People are saying, this platform, everyone is welcome. Zambia is a democracy. So we are embracing opinions. My brother, you are welcome here. Because that's Zambia is a democracy. That's why we have HH in office. Because we are free to express our opinions. You said something and we corrected you, but it's not issue. But you the president HH is the Republican president. Let him respect his office. He can't be insulting a former president on a public platform. No, we say no to that. And maybe HH, because I see the two people cheering, yeah, what. If we are neutral here, HH, save your face. Save your face. Kuma international community, some more about that technocrat. Joris Bonson, what did he do? He resigned. If it's too hot to handle for you, instead, I wanted to say, emphasize on say, Balungu is stressed. Balungu tera kulusana. He's only 66 years old. I want to like today I was seeing somebody celebrating a birthday for 100 and something years. Balungu is a young man, but look at him, he's stressed. When we all know we are both fallen short of the glory of God. Nobody is a saint. That's why Anik is saying Remove his immunity.
Yes, Mama
and
Pumulo,
prosecute
when I say President HH became too personal, he entered into Balungu's bedroom and said, mule punda no punda te alebwelera po. Padi apa kuikala kuno. Ulebwelera po mkwisa chitafinshi. Mukukolwa futi no kushana. No. That was too personal. Too personal. Zambians don't need that. Ulefo kubwelera po ukukolwa no and start dancing all over the place. That was disrespectful. It was too personal.
So what? So what? One of my hobbies is to dance. You know, you have a hobby. Balungu na any personality. Let us respect his you know, personality. Mama I saw Mama yesterday. She was at a concert. She was dancing. Let us respect each other. Imanga mwate mama Bible chofi ni yaku yenu ku Bible yenu yoine. Not if you know mama kula umana, you know, below the belt. These politics are childish and unacceptable. Mama, the floor is yours.
Natasha sana. Na chirafu okulanda ati abantu balefa muberenge kwa ma comments yabo. Muberenge kwa ma comments yo balelemba. Elo chona bati. Che muchalo chesu cha Zambia. Na irubana. Na ishita contribute kubona ushibwa chalo cha Zambia. Maka no bona ushibwa bana besu. Muchalo cha Zambia. Because ama chiaye mchalo cha Zambia ni batuliyemo. Mwema chechi mchalo cha Zambia mfile mwaishi wakutila ama politics na chechi yali pusana. Nga kuli abantu abenga kontrole chalo bwino kubombela pamono buteko ni chechi. Nomba mwasangula chechi ema waleisa mkubile mbila ya ma politics. Because umuntu nga isa mkupepa. Na isa fia mkupepa. Teshi le mkula ndefi ya ma politics. Mwala tanfi abantu abengi mfiechi. Pantu abantu wala discover kwa bati imwe mwentungu shamu machechi nimwe wabatuliyemo. Erwe shwe mpia na ngubami shila tamwa nolukuta mule ya mweka nokuya mkutoko tama ule mule seba na echole sare ni seba nchi ngabami letera ma GX kuya mkulala abantu echo mule seba na pantu shilienda lama tashileisa genuine muma chechi nomba le sale fimbula pa butalanga ni bwenu bulalelale ba politician nga baisa mchechi bamitulirenda la matamu apeli olukuta chilienda la mashala sanka shabu utokota chechi mchalo cha Zambia ya lubana chechi muleke okupokera ma politicians mutuma chechi politician nga isa mwebeli tiesa pepe ashe no mutulo mule mi basket emu ashe mutulo no tukupera iwe a brown envelope batuliyemo abantu balale ko kupepa mchalo cha Zambia mulandu wa pulumushi bwenu mule fola maslim fit muma church ukula tola ikana mna mpakinga ne nyoto kesha mtengo kabiye ni muma ba ulukuta lwaona ikaba na baona ikamumishu kabiye ni mumushu kunkumbe mpanga no tulukula kumba wa politician aba wina kale mule nkalifio mutima batuliyemo Simon my brother,
the floor is yours. Landa ko mwana wandi.
Thank you.
So comment
so
what do you think?
Mwana wandi ngolebelenga ma comments ule mfu abantu efye walekwe bapa. Apata pali yulu analuseka. Abantu bali kalipa. Abantu bale niebe fishing. Kalifyo walanda tutu wala pabu tona ula. Fitu kana filu.
Thank you so much.
Bana kulanda na filu bana. Tila balete kaba mfu ako ba kontrol fitu wino.
Thank you so much, Queen Mpumi. Thank you so much, Mama Matipa, Mama Chikamoneka. I really appreciate so much for everything, for your contribution. Yeah, but to my own analyzing of things, I was so much emphasizing about these two people who are leading this nation, the former head of state, Mr. Rungu, and the current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema. These people, we really need them, both of them, to unite this country, okay? Because when you see this political tribalism, which also we saw in a previously when the people campaigning, standing on the podium, we saw other people that are saying, no, a Tonga will never rule this country, and ABC. There are lots of things which has been spoken, okay? So these things, they have to take away, okay? And this time around, they have to unite, they have to work together. The current president, Mr. Hakainde Hichilema, they need to reconcile in whatsoever they are different for the sake of the people. Because we have seen this kind of things which is happening. Tetsuma yo. If you understand the kwewata ba statement ba Lungu na ba Hakainde, they have to reconcile no kubombera pamo. Yes, quality rubene fimo kweba no fafine ba Lungu I call previous when he say no inenga na pitango in hand over my power by myself nkam kakauria akabwela mjeo. So you know those kind of words, they have to wash away because all of them, they call themselves Christian. Barung bala paper, by church bala paper. And they are, to my own understanding, I can call them their intercessors. Bala paper. So we need to see those, they have to practical Christianity. So think if why kokubika in order, muchalo chesu. So that n'abaana kukula bakesesa ng'okutira ikyalo kirifye bwino takwaba omuntu waaitemenu kuyafyalwa ine for example tetinda natyo nkafyalwa mumabemba nkafyalwa mukuli bakawondeshanishani tusanga fena atufyalwa n'abafyashi besu mbi wakulya. So what I'm emphasizing, I need and I wish ukwebata abantu babombere pamo. Then coming to economical issues, there are a lot of things which abantu bale complain. Yes, to me I can admit it, things are moving slowly, but let us help and concentrate. If we're Zambian, we are easy to judge chintu, but you know when somebody is building economy, they have a pen if you allow there and then watcha. It is a process. But that process, Bushebantu niba nani bale bombana bena ba president mu ministry mu, are they thieves? Are they helping him? Because kilemwe kwati ale bomba eko muntu ababambia ma ministers, they don't know their position and what they are doing. But those things we need the proper people to help so that they push this economy, they push this country to a great higher and higher. Thank you so much.
Thank you, my son. I think now support. Yes, I just want to comment on Nefe Walanda party forgiveness. I agree with you on your first statement. On the second statement, I kind of disagree. So on the first statement, yes, we need the ECL and HH to work together because now Mumona, it's ECL went to the east, China. Badi Congolese Empire, ECL ba Congolese Empire from China ba PF. Aba HH no mbabaya ku West mku Congolese Empire. So even in their political, in their economic policies as a country, they are splitting Zambia. Mwamona, we Zambians are the one paying the price. It's beyond them just calling names to each other or hate speech. This hatred between these two Republican presidents is affecting our economy. PF went to China with better terms, and China is a giant, is an economic giant, is second to the USA. USA la an empire from China. But India by somebody cannot go China because the PF and ECL went over there. We are in this bind. Our debt restructuring program is in a standstill. Why? Because of this feud between these two people. Zambians. That's why I'm here to say Zambians unite and condemn these leaders before they plunge us into chaos. I am a prices. I escalate. It's not ECL. It's not HH. HH is living it up. ECL it is being funded, public fund. These two leaders, despite these feuds, they are enjoying public funds. They are living it up. But because of their enmity, we are in our economy is in a bind. You know, America for your own information, America inflation is the high inflation here. So you companies Zambia. I don't know where they're going to get the money from because there is a recession kuno. America $1 like to $1. If you go to a supermarket here, the average price of something is like $5, $4. There's no money. So HH to come to America, he should have gone to the west, to the east, and restructure that debt directly with China. So my point here is the need for us to push our two presidents to reconcile and see how they can improve our lives as Zambians. This hatred and fighting, already by land that Russia offered Zambia cheap oil and cheap fertilizer. Because he went to the west, he doesn't want to deal with the east. Now we are saying about HH, do you really care for Zambians? Or what is this feud? You are putting your feud above Zambians' livelihoods? Yes. No. We are here to say no. What we have, Zambia, the minerals we have right now, all we need to demand is a fair trade. Whoever is a buyer, we don't care. Give us fair prices. Let us sell our products on a market price. We are not going to align ourselves to the east or west while our people suffer. No, we are just going to say for to the Zambian, to the Nchushi, to pay them a fair economic price. Point you watch land that bakateka bale bomba, ama ministers tabale bomba. The same ministers are involved in scandals. So Light, Mukula, Mukoshi mine. And what is the president doing about those scandals? So the president should act. If he has nothing to do with those scandals, let the president fire those people. Light who is involved, VP. Look at Luapula. Luapula is so impoverished, but so rich. Our second Republican president came from there. They continue to dig out our wealth from Luapula and smuggle it. This new Don government, despite pointing a finger at PF, they are also become smugglers. And we are here to say we are not going to sit here and watch these people impoverish our own people. When our track here said you like 30 million. How much is 30 million? 30 million Zambia. So to learn that HH and ECL, put your differences to aside and put Zambians first.
Mama Zain, what's her question?
Nina that pitulukeni mama comments yabantu.
Mama Maria
comments ya moyo.
Mama comments yonse inefyo ndefo kulonda pufye. Kudi okufukama mwamwene bakateka bayafukama. Nabeshiba ati chalo nachiponenwa n'obusanso. Mwamufwa nabeshiba. Uya mukulo obwerero baire mukuchita kulya kukitwe kulya bwerero balelomba balanda nokulanda ati lwapula kumansa tuleisa nabeeshi befiachitika mumansa nabeeshi bati baleba ebirasa n'amaminerals yaabwe abeena mansa and ababene ba UPND they are equally behind it. Sujilite Vaikala Feuds didn't say anything. He went to politicize there in Kitwe. Nomba mwa ukulenga tibana mayo bale fuala regalia pa Women's Day. Mwaleka ba youth bambo fuala regalia. So you expect them not to fight when you allow the youth and the women to wear regalia? Of course there's going to be fights. To be animosity. Gabamonati, the former ruling has more people than the current government. What does that tell you? Of course, umbichara mukaripa. Ulipachi kunachara mukaripa. But remember, it is your fault because you allowed it. Women's Day is about women's rights. That's what it is. It is not about politics. Youth Day is about appreciating the youth, empowering the youth, giving them hopeful message, the youth. But why are if you are politics on Youth Day? I mean, really? Oh, no, man. You could have done better than that. We expected better than that from you. You who said to this country that you are an economist, you are going to turn this country around. And every day you keep telling us, no, it's only just about 6 months. No, it's only just 9 months. Paka fetu kafike kuri 5 years, ukaranda fiati, it's only just 5 years. So what achievement is there? An achievement that we can clap up our hands for. Increment on electricity tariffs, increment on minimum, on fuel, no drugs. Are those the achievements? We haven't seen you commission any achievement since you came in. Show us that you are working, that you are doing something. My dear, one day your booing is gonna be worse than Lungu's booing. I am telling you this. One day you will play this video. At least Walungu was even strong enough to hold that booing. Yours turned out to be worse. So we are asking you, our president, pull up your socks. Let Zambians see the reason they put you on that seat. The Zambians are waiting, you know. The youth are waiting. One issue you have completely ignored is the way you offered 20,000 hectares to the Kenyans. Mr. President, before we start telling people what is not true on this platform, because we do also have information. Remedy the situation. Remedy, tell us why you did that. Because Kenyans do not need 20,000 hectares here in Zambia. They don't need it. There must be another reason why you gave Kenya that land. Thank you, Mama.
Welcome, Queen Cobra. Yeah, I think we want to hear from your youth. So I want you, the floor is yours. But before I give you the floor, I just want to remind everyone that Women's Day is a day to celebrate women's achievement, raise awareness about discrimination, and take action to drive gender equality. So for me, I want next year, I want this government to ban wearing of regalia on Women's Day and Youth Day. Women's Day and Youth Day is not a day to wear imitweshaba or mepastenge. It's demeaning, it's disrespectful.
Hmm.
Share ni share. Vale ni Lorena ba YouTube ba.
Yeah, but I'm sorry, they pick up.
Multitasking. See, you are a woman. This is what we should be celebrating about women.
Why some
Imagine.
pika?
Yes.
Live.
That is what we need to celebrate our womanhood. Not nika kechenge mumutwe for two leaders who have been abusing the government. They're chanting or whatever.
I think now we show the biggest problem with Zambia is not even the biggest problem. Let's go a spade. We want to equalize. You know, let's not go around the bush. Us, yes, we condemned PF. PF have already paid the price of their wrongs. Okay, and their price is losing power. That's their price. For the wrong things that the PF did, Zambia rose up and said, you know what? Enough is enough. You are going out. And Zambia taught the PF a lesson. But you know, one thing, UPND has been the most difficult party to deal with. Any government can deal with. Tuarikwete MMD. MMD's biggest opponent was PF. Obviously, I wasn't there at time and MMD. But ever since UPND came on the scene, it has been chaos. Normally, time MMD, when MMD was in Pakwa, that what do you call mapezi, whatever, the thing that was there, you know. Another thing that I've seen, PF have taken the responsibility to say, yes, Mwina Zambia to exchange Tualirufieni, Mutueleleko. You could see even their leaders going around saying, Tueleleniko, Tualirufieni. UPND never accept any wrong that they do. Even the violence that happened, Kukitwe. Do you know the UPND Facebook pages, they were saying, they are justifying that because it happened in PF, which is very wrong. The whole essence of removing PF was political violence. So why should you just justify violence because it happened before? Another thing is, they don't even care. They are going to beat people. And then they even don't take responsibility. They say people in Kitwe beat up the PF. How can that one for PF batch the party the whole entire copper belt? Which people really rose up to beat PF? You know? So it's lack of responsibility. They're always playing victim. Let me take you back the time of motorcage. And I'll challenge every UPND person right now, even you, my mothers. Say I take President Sean Tembo, right? And President Sean Tembo, whilst President HH is passing, moves and bypasses President HH motorcade right now. What do you think would happen? Let's be realistic, what would you think would happen?
It's treason. Treason here. Because that president
exactly
in the path of the ruling president.
Now I take you to where we are talking about Kutumpoko. He keeps on narrating to say, hey, guys, freedom prison. I'll take you back again to the time where he's referring to. This is what the time of elections in 2021. Tualamu kuvota. Mwamonaka? Balungu referred to if, and there is a video, but we are selective in our hearing as Zambians. Balungu specifically said, and I quote, if it does the same thing it did in Western Province, you understand? In Western Province, like if he loses elections and he goes like he doesn't recognize this and he bypasses the motorcage again, Nkamukaka. That's what he was referring to. He wasn't referring to any incident or whatsoever, or that what they're saying at Vedanta and whatnot. No. He was referring to the incident that happened in Western Province. And I take you back
to the BBC interview. Steve Harvey on Hard Talk. The president now was interviewed, and the BBC interviewer, the journalist, even said to say what you did was wrong. In any other country, you would be in jail. This was a BBC journalist who said that. It is on record to say, because he went on BBC and said, oh, he wanted to kill me, what, and he said, come on, let's be factual. He never wanted to kill you. If he wanted you dead, you would be dead. So don't exaggerate, or don't. It's on BBC, and I'm quoting BBC. Okay. So we move away from there. President Lungu Balusa power. What happened? They booed him. Did President HH condemn that in his speech? No. He was happy that it happened to Balungu. That was disrespectful. That man humbled himself. He respected the democracy of our country. He handed over power peacefully. Okay, na alusa, twalichita politicking and whatnot. Nomba bantu wezambia na backstage. Vasala iwe. So here I am. I'm humbling myself. He is the instrument of what? Of power. You know what it takes for a man who had so much power to humble himself and lower himself and accept defeat. We've seen in many countries where presidents don't accept defeat, and you see the chaos. If I was President HH, I could respect that person because he's given me, of all the things he said, of all the politicking, he's given me the instrument of power. He's bowed before me. He's respected and recognized me as president than I did recognize him. You understand? That's where the UPND are missing it. But they get power. They now become the ruling government. Every single day, they never seize the opportunity to call people clique of thieves. What? Names and names and names. You cannot unite a nation when you're divisive in your speeches. You cannot convict people before the courts convict. That's why we have the courts of law. So they've always been calling for him. They've always been, name calling. What? I take you back to Rupia, the time Rupia Banda died. Ed Galungu bowed before President HH. What does that entail? Bali chief, yeah, he's older than him, yes, but Bali chief, that President HH holds. Did that change the narrative? No. You have people like Vinachila insulting, and this has even gone to them insulting the women who talk about politics. And now for me, who's been a victim of being insulted on this platform, on this blow up, I see where it comes from. Because now we're not protected. Because if a head of state can stand on the podium, who's preaching about uniting a country like Zambia and utter such words, I mean, we're not going anywhere as a nation. We're not. Forget it. We've seen UPND cadres, UPND pressing us insult. Every person that has got a different opinion. But Mama Chika Monica was UPND. She's been disrespected by the same people that she supported. Have been disrespected by the same people I supported. You understand? And when we call them out, no, they are not. They don't want to be criticized. UPND was the most critical party that we've ever had. Nothing was right in the eyes of UPND. And us as Zambians, we fell for it. And we thought, okay, fine, let's give President HH a vote. So we gave him a vote. I was having sleepless. I made YouTube videos for President HH. They're there. So what we have here is someone, they say failure is realized by the thirst of vengeance. Okay? Because listen, we had PF, they did infrastructure development, right? UPND's campaign message to the Zambian people was, we're going to fix the economy. If they campaign to say, when you vote for us, we're going to fix PF and this, then they wouldn't have, Zambian people would have not voted for them. They said we will fix the economy and not the people of Zambia. They said we will lower the cost of living. They said we will lower the bag of million at 50 kwacha. Now, when you point out that what you're doing is contrary to what you're saying, they want to bambok salangana, bambok sweetinga, yeah, chakuti, where would they wait? Where shan, where, you know, we are women. But they cause prostitutes. The same women that they want them to come out, to come and vote for them. You understand?
Who campaigned for them?
Yes.
The same women who campaigned for them.
And when you realize, you don't realize that a woman is the most important person in any country, because as we will tell our children, we will influence our children who to go and vote for. This is why you see that when women came out on International Women's Day, they're not sleeping, they are awake. It was to show them, to say, you have disrespected us enough. Also, the youths came out. If they can take that as, you know, a sort of maybe a way to change how to run things in the country. And I want to answer that brother of ours, I'm sure he's watching. The one that was saying, oh, what? No, the president is working alone. Yes, the president is working alone because he wants to work alone. Okay? Ever since he came, who travels more? How many times has the vice president traveled? How many times has he traveled? Even where there's a forum of agriculture meeting, is the one who has to go. Where's the agriculture minister? He has not accorded his ministers, MPs, the chance to shine and work. So what do you expect? Because you cannot be in all areas and positions at the same time. This is why deals, and that's where corruption comes in. Because you know, our ministers, they get our allowances throughout, they travel, they make deals, but they're not getting that. Because they're just put in parliament, statues. You can even see their productivity in parliament, the way they talk about issues. It's really sad. And they are MPs. But my point being is, you give the same energy you give out, is the same energy that you get. Okay? For the past 1 year, 7 months, I've watched them. It's been vindictive. Words that are very, like they're going to hurt someone. Remember when you said about hypocrisy? My lawyers, hey, you should be thankful for what? Why should, first of all, when you talk about him being thankful, what you want, you should be grateful that we've not treated him how he treated us. Why should he be grateful? You've got the courts of law. And he's even dared you to say, remove my immunity. But you know what? And I'll kid you not, UPND can never remove President Lungu's immunity. You know what? It's going to be chaotic. They will fail to govern. Because what do you think is going to happen with this high cost of living if Edgar Lungu starts making public appearances every time court? What do you think would happen to the country? So they can't, because they give him a space. Once they do that, they know. They give him a space. And trust me, the 1.8, bad baloyo. But bad by intact, if the fine. Number quite deny for Feuds, the UPND to a campaign, Feuds they wear a number system. What do you expect? How teaching? I'm in the end and teaching. Today, I'm sorry, Mama Chikamonica, I love you, but come on. Look at, you know. But the point is, let me just finish this, then I go. The point is, UPND was voted to fix the economy and lower the cost of living. If you're for better, they've been 1 year, 7 months all about fixing PF. Next year in 2024, what have they done? Free education is kafuafwa. CDF ya ino ye, they have manok wale won't CDF ya last year. So what are they going to point at that they've done? You see? Their time is running faster than they came in.
Yes.
So they should focus on fixing the economy and providing what they promised the Zambian people. It's sad and unfortunate, but in there's no there's no reconciliation. They can respect each other, but I don't think they can ever be friends. Let's call a spade a spade. ECL tried. He tried his best. Let's give him credit. He even went mute. I'm telling you, my Zambian people, there's no reconciliation. Because one, the same mouth at no, I recognize you, let's govern together. The same mouth at Kutumbo. The same mouth was talking about national values. It wasn't recent that there was an address on national values. So what values are we instilling in the Zambian people if I, who govern the country, cannot even showcase that? We need to look at ourselves first before we pluck out somebody's. At you first, before that's what the Bible says, or the Bible says. So let's look at our own. This is why, if you've noticed on my page, I've become a little bit leaning to the PF because I'm neutralizing my watchdog. I'm neutralizing. I want them to see the other aspect, to say, if you carry on this path, this is what you get.
So, Queen Cobra, I want you to comment. I just wanted to add on to what you're saying, to say, Balungu has been validated. Balungu went away in shame.
Yes.
To say there is a government in Kesa, Ubunga Ukabwela, fertilizer Ikabwela. But look at what is happening. That is what is building confidence of the PF to say, they are worse than us. They lied to the people. They have betrayed to the people.
It's even the mines. Look at the mines.
Yeah.
They were saying, no, Vedanta Takawere, what is happening now?
So what if you have Mushaba PF Ukubwela is what UPND is doing? And any parent who do that is like in now upana send abana chupo chanyu. Uye step father ambo kuchushabana. My husband will come and say no. This is what PF is doing. They are standing in the gap for Zambians. To say these people, they lied, they are going, like you are saying, that they campaigned on a promise of improving Zambian lives. So if you campaigned on a promise of improving Zambian lives, no corruption, mukopa, tupamea tukapwa, so now PF now, what is this? So they just lied. They use propaganda to take PF out of power so they can become worse oppressors than PF. And this is what is giving PF the power to come back.
They themselves are giving the space.
Because
if they fix the economy, PF would be dead by now. But they failed to fix the economy. Why would we talk about PF?
Yes. Who cannot even show his face if we are buying the milimi 150 kwacha.
Left to bunga padi 150 rest to bunga padi 300.
But the reason why Lungu is coming back is because he is like, what is going on? Excuse my You know what? Lungu is like, what is going on here?
Exactly.
You said A, B, C, D. Now
Okay.
look at the people, the way they are living. What the hell is going on? We need Lungu to continue standing up. Let's not relent. Let Lungu come up and fight for his people. Because they took away presidency from him on lies.
On lies.
They took away Lungu's presidency on lies.
Is
So
still there.
Even if Lungu is not is not eligible to run as president, let him appoint someone who will carry his vision. Because at least Lungu wale lisha abantu bakwe. Lungkada
Okay. Okay, I'm going now. Let me go.
Yeah,
I just wanted to add my voice. Thank you so much for having me.
Point.
Thank you. Good night.
I think we better end. The last words, Mama Matipa, Mama Mary, my Auntie Deborah. We are, you know, HH is a parent, ECO is a parent. Mutyashi. That's why ECO is coming out, because if you Matotori. Yes.
Mama Pumulo, very again. Abantu barerira ensala. Mama comments muri ati ensala yakula.
That's why Balungu na babwela. So mwina batoka Balungu, because Balungu pa bashirira economy. Baliko bwino kuchiro po mwatutwala imwe ba new dawn. Lekeni kutuka Balungu batyashi. Bayise te mukumona abana babo fe barerira ensala.
Mama Pumulo, I think just before you start reading your comments, I will give my parting shots as I need to leave the program. I just want to tell the Zambian people that no, we need to emulate good leaders. Let's look at what happened in Kenya. President Ruto was the vice president for Kenya under President Uhuru. President Uhuru went behind and started campaigning President Ruto, who had shown to President Uhuru that he wanted to be the next president. Imagine your own president campaigning against you and going to campaign for an opposition member in your own country, and you were in the same party. He decided to support Raila Odinga. And you know, God is not a sleeping God. He watches all the wrongs that you do. This is why we tell President Hakainde here, even you yourself, you are not a God. I am not God. The people of Zambia are the ones that are going to determine your future. President Lungu's future. Politicians who are hoping to stan's future. Not you. The Zambian people will decide. And so, God was watching the elections in Kenya. Kariake nako wasudide karuto ekolesa asadide. You can imagine the shame on President Uhuru's face. But do you know what President Ruto did? He acknowledged President Uhuru. He embraced him in that stadium. He thanked him. Acknowledged him. And even gave him a position to lead the Great Lakes region right there in the stadium. Even if the people booed at President Uhuru, President Ruto made good. What you did, President HH, you did not even tell the youth that voted for you to say, lekeni fyefyo mulechita. This man takwabo muntu ushachita bwefi. We err, and to forgive is divine. That's what we all go through. And so he needed to tell those people in the stadium to respect the outgoing president. He was happy with what was going on. And so we are saying, practice good so that you are equally treated well by the Zambian people. Bahakainde. Ngamule umfwe broadcast. Tuami papata. Lead as a statesman. Address the issues that people are demanding answers for. Otherwise, chikesa mibipila. Honestly. We pray for you. We pray for all the leaders in this country every day. We ask God to give us the grace that whatever we are telling you on this platform, it's not only us who are talking. Don't be deceived. Not Mama Pumulo. I request to bid farewell. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Before you go, I just wanted to comment on something you said. People judge you by your actions. That's all I have to say. So whatever HH is doing, his actions speak louder than words, and he made the promises which he is not fulfilling. So Zambia report kadire isa nombari. Zambia is a disciplinary committee. Tabangala. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for your insightful contribution. We appreciate you. See you on Thursday. Mamachka Monica, any comments before we go? Comments?
Before Bamatipata Balaya, Belengen comment Yavamonga Steven.
Oh, Vanava Bamonga Padu Mendo Achafo Quisa. Bamonga Steven.
Belengen comment Yavamonga.
I can't miss this show. You people deserve to be in the next government, and I pray that you are recognized by those who will be in power in the next government. God bless you. Yes. Yes. So, tulipano mwemantu wakwalesa. Thank you for watching. We'll give it a day to Katusha Milo, but we'll be here Thursday, and we want, as mothers, we want a better future for our children, Chapel. We want these leaders to do the right thing, to put our youth first. Imagine ama youth kukawambwa na bapera 20 acres bakalima mataba. I'll be happy.
Sana.
But now, before our youths are given land, mwapera ma Kenyan wine. Muka meshani romuka lale muka chiteji muka kunkule panshi. Ngata mleta deva ma pen promise ama campaign promises yenu labe niko. Mwambe yokulonga pali noshita, because Zambia, we need to develop like yesterday. We are behind. We are behind. In Zambia, we need to improve lives of our people. By youth bale chula. Abana na bafula muchawata bakwe tefti ya kuchita. Hello, ma'am, putule mpanga makinyani. What is wrong with us Zambians, Kanshi?
20,000 hectares.
Na mas magla na bafula. Amas magla yali full government yaba akaini. Fix your government. Otherwise, Muleya tapari no mikwatile neshita. Tapari mwanjini. So in Enapela, people will see you on Thursday, 21 hours. We'll be here. Subscribe to our channel. YouTube subscription is free. You don't pay any money. You just hit subscribe button on my YouTube channel, Queen Pumi Show, so that you can catch up on all the videos that you have missed. Good night from me. Mama, you have last words?
awe kwena amashuwi yanfi yakulekeresha yakulanda okutila abaana mukyalo kyesu kya Zambia n'abafulisha bamama matipana bamama pumulo situmbeko nga mwalolesha abaana bafumine muma provinces yonse kireleeta n'omwenso so kanshi inshita yakulalanda pali ba PF ebo ba sorting out kubena Zambia tuleke twambye okula tontonkanya efo twala pera abana besu landi mukyalo kya Zambia bambye okulima pantu tapali chimbi chala twafa kubana besu bulimi tapali chimbi chala twafa mu Zambia bulimi abana bonse bafumire mintapendwa nga baya mukulima mu mafamu ma state land ya government tukalashita obunga 10 kwacha tukalashita salad 5 kwacha container 5 liters tukalashtisha kofi mbifi yakulya kufyalo fyabanensu tutontonkanyepo bwino abana n'abafula limbule nisansa atalira limbe mishira kirya ichakumonewa nemintapendwa kiriba tukesa isanga mulimo munene natotela.
Thank you. Hello, one thing is bonse abana bakaya mukuvota abene abana balechule bakaya mukuvota bonse bali kwata amafoni bale mona abana bwe bale ikala mufyalo bale berenga ko Zambia ali kwata efyuma lero bayipusha no Zambia esunga ali kwata efyuma nishturechulira monene abana so bayikala kufyalo kushamba nefyuma monene fye bale ikala. Those kids will be voters every year. Paso bale kwanya abana ma 16 years muli 5 years ine mwala benisepera 5 years, thousands if not millions of children will turn 16 and they will be eligible to vote. And these are the people this government is neglecting. These are the people who are going to remove New Dawn from government. Mark my words. Mark my words. Ababe nyama ichebale kwanya ma 16 years. Ukwamba mu 2022, 23, 24, 25, 26. Badepo kama NRC. Eba kesa mukufunya New Dawn government if you don't take care of them. It's not too late. Now mkwata 2 years. So we end here and we'll be here on Thursday to talk about developing stories. God bless you. Thanks for watching. Thank you, Mama.